commitments, but now that it has come, it's come too quickly.
Welcome to the sporting calendar's Night of Nights, the jewel in football's crown. Tonight, you'll see the glittering stars of the AFL, all gathered in the one place to celebrate footy's funniest moments of the Millennium.
Well, one of my best friends in Melbourne. I'm excellent. Mr. Kimmett, my apologies.
I'd like to start this whole segment again.
No, I'm fine.
An award more prestigious than a position in Mike Sheehan's Team of the Year. Jim Steins, could he win it? The mercurial Gary Lyon. Danny Frawley, who could forget this run-in with Harry Madden? Brownlow medalist Gerard Healy, meeting the cat. And what about this effort from Barry Stoner? And Malcolm Blight, dual premiership coach, Brownlow medalist, and all-round funny guy. The votes are in. Footy's funniest moments of the Millennium. Ladies and gentlemen, your master of silliness is Bruce McAvaney.
Thank you, everyone, thank you. And what a night it's going to be. A collection of the unusual, bizarre, and downright stupid. On Monday night, a new Brownlow medalist will earn the tag of best and fairest. But tonight, it's the fools and foolish who are under the spotlight that have most amused us in 100 years of football. But first, we must answer the question, what is funny? Is Humphrey funny? What a funny old fellow is Humphrey. Is this funny? Is this funny?
Oh, I think it went over. He's gone to the ground.
What about this special funny moment?
Speed of course. I haven't seen that before in 30-odd years of football.
Well, they're all funny, aren't they? And there's plenty more as we take the journey together. There's players getting decked and players getting necked. There's umps and bumps. Bands going wacko and plenty of jacko. There's misses and kisses. And if you're out of the finals, we'll revive your spirits. We've searched high and low. In fact, we've been flat out finding players using their heads. And some not so smart. They're singing.
Sometimes it's hard to be a woman.
And dancing. And old-fashioned romancing. There's bosses. And tossers. Hurdles. And girdles. Women who think they're men. And men who think they're women. Coppers. Boppers. And absolute showstoppers. So get excited, because we're on fire. Oh, great stuff, isn't it? Now, I've been in the caper for a while, but there's a couple of blokes who have been calling even longer than I have. Sandy and Landy. Between them, they've notched up 1,532 games. Some of them good ones. So who better to recollect some of their funniest moments?
Thank you, Bruce, and I've got to say you're looking sensational tonight. I thought I'd just about seen everything on a footy field until one day at the SCG back in 1993 when I was forced to call, there is a pig at full forward. There is a pig at full forward.
Oh, he's on a lead. He's on a lead. Get the runner out there and pick up the pig.
Number 4, Plugger. Oh, it's hard. Only a joke, Plugger, if you're watching. This could go on for some time. Oh, no, they tire quickly. Time on was allowed for a pig on the ground. Finally, some good news. After all these years, we've actually found never-before-seen video footage of the perpetrators actually releasing the porker to the public. Here are our friends in the front row at the SCG. He's freed onto the ground. And despite the attempts of the trainers and others to coax him, he moves into the action. And our little friend is so famous, he's now appearing on the Legends circuit.
Plucker's back. Plucker's back.
That actually was the Legends match at Moorabbin way back in 1995. You know, it's ironic, but being a boy from the bush, many of my favourite funny footy moments revolve around animals and a certain place and a certain game. Yes, the Army Reserve Cup and the Lakeside Oval.
Well, they're both on the ground now. So really, this is a ridiculous hold-up. Now look at the control this woman has over it. This is what training is all about. So we've got a German Shepherd who's...
Gee, what a team there. This is the nature of the football. Nature calls.
I don't think it's called, I think it's yell. And they've just made a pack, Hawthorn and Geelong. We don't kick it wide to the right half-forward flank.
And whose bright idea was it to offer elephant rides on match day at Arden Street? Unbelievable! Well, they should have been satisfied with a galloping gasometer, Mick Nolan, but it was certainly a harrowing few seconds for the youngster aboard when Dumbo got spooked by the crowd. So there they are, just a few of my favourite funny moments in the world of footy. Pete, what about you?
Sandy, I suppose the characters of the game always gave me the greatest entertainment, and I refer, of course, to the likes of Jacko, Crackers Keenan and Don Scott. And I know they're all coming up a little bit later on during the course of the program, but there was one guy who always turned it on when I was calling blues matches. He played 249 games for Carlton. He is, of course, Peter Percy Jones.
Moore and Jones again. Oh, he blocked in that time. It could be a free kick to Moore, I'd say. It was against Jones. I nominated that before it even happened. Don't agree with it. Well, you can't do it. You can't.
I wasn't sure just which one will be played. Peter Jones going through some actions there. I think he'd break the leg, but he can see the ball. Listen, watch him go. Peter Jones, one of the most colourful characters in the Carlton team.
Then, of course, there was that famous, or should I say infamous, shot on goal by Pearson, a Commodore Cup match at Moorabbin. One of the most amazing pieces of football footage of all time. Not many people at the ground that day, but the kids behind the goal, they absolutely loved it. And didn't they just give it to us?
That ball must have been going at least 3 miles an hour. Percy still couldn't catch it.
Tremendous, Pete. Please, everyone thank Peter Lanty and Sandy Roberts.
No worries. Thanks, Bruce.
On you, Brucey.
Now, Wacko Jacko is coming up.
The Jacko Show.
And my old mate Sam. But having just returned from the World Athletics Championships in Seville, I'd like to leave you with one of the great sprints of the past.
Things and like, how do you come up?
Well, it's the reaction that you must give. When you see it, when you know it, it is just sensational.
Oh, my man sitting next to me.
What's his name?
Ronald Dale Barassi. Oh. He has been sensational. Roll the tape, Brendan, and let's have a giggle.
And there's Barassi having a few words to say to Baker. He won't give up.
Look at that bit of golly between Zantuck and Jarrett. Oh, that's unbelievable. Zantuck and Barassi are having a go. The players are pushing Zantuck away from him.
Don't look at me like that. How many kicks have you got? That's the answer to everything. Possessions. You give me possessions and I'll shut up. Hello? Keeley off, Ellingworth on. Bloody weakest piss.
Well, that's mine. I said the greatest man in the history of the game. It gives us plenty of funny moments. What's yours, Bob?
Well, look, we'll just see that there is no doubt that the umpires provide some of the most hilarious moments that we've ever seen. And this fella is doubtedly the granddaddy of them all.
Here's the kick in towards the forward pocket. Minot backing back. Oh, player went very high there. Richardson down. It comes here to Wallace. Wallace left puts it at goal. And it's through.
He's 50 years of age. This is his final appearance. And I'll tell you what, he's a pretty sick fellow.
Oh, that's absolutely fantastic.
I've just seen too many of those Japanese carry films.
As I said, Ben Hur too, he's the man. Give Charlton Heston, he's a lightweight. Righto, Ron, let's get serious. Your funniest moments.
Well, I like this one here. It's just an absolutely fantastic amount of skill being shown. And to think that this can happen in the modern era of footy, it's just amazing. It's mind-boggling. Forget Kevin Sheedy.
Is that a bomber?
That's a bomber.
Ron, you must have been 15 goals in front to be making paper planes in the coach's box. Ron, where does he get the paper big enough? So there you are, folks. Thank you very much, Ron, and the same to you with a little bit of Feldine gel on it. Well, they were some of the great moments of our Millennium of football, and the funniest one, you're looking at it. Do not adjust your set. Thank you very much.
Shit on you, Rex. Have a look at him, will you? And Bobby. Bobby. And Ron. Now all part of the media. Good God. People getting paid an absolute fortune to speak a load of rubbish. And what on earth possesses footballers to dress up and act the goat? Answer that one, Ed.
His willingness to put everything into rehearsals for the coveted job on the Channel 7 football team impressed everyone.
Thank you, Sandy. Well, it's been a terribly torrid game here. At three-quarter time, Malcolm Blight was very distressed about some of his players. He kicked me off the ground, Sandy. I've got no idea why. All I was doing was standing there trying to listen to what they were saying.
You don't fool me, Hogan. You're up to something? Why do you say that? I want to run.
Dipper's down in the Richmond rooms, and I wonder, Dipper, at half-time whether the Richmond Tigers give themselves a chance after their comeback in the second term.
They certainly do, Bruce. They certainly do, Bruce, because John Murphy was much happier that quarter. And Matthew Knights, as soon as he came in here, he started revving up his players. He was one of the players in that last quarter who really revved up his players out there.
Surely Melbourne weather has lived up to its expectations insofar as the grand final weather is concerned. Well, before we get mobbed by North Melbourne supporters, I think we'll take you up. Bob and Lou, upstairs.
Tony, did the Crows have too many possessions for the number of kicks? By that, do they have too many handballs before they put the ball in the right place?
Yeah, not necessarily that. I think we're just lacking confidence when we do play over here. I mean, what we could do is virtually just... just get on with the game.
Believe in yourself. He must be back on Dacos. Michael Long looked absolutely buggered at quarter time, but it's not surprising considering the ground he did cover in that quarter.
Our match this week is the clash between Carlton and Collingwood from VFL Park in Melbourne.
I'm happy now to say that Ricky Quaid is available to be spoken to, and he's with Bobby Skilton up in Sydney.
Well, from the moment the Sydney Swans decided to move to Sydney, there have been nothing but...
And we'll be back with him in just a moment. This is amazing, actually. What we did, we told Bobby to hurry it up. And we just went a little too quickly.
And that's good news, Dipper. That is terrific news for the Bombers.
It certainly is. They did work on him at half-time. They've re-anchored his strap. Re-anchored his strap. Thank you. It's that cold down here. It's only you blokes having Wisconsin coffee.
His tongue's frozen.
That is going to get a run. That is going to get a run.
Lovely pie, boys are 4 and 25. Lovely tasty pastry in the 4 and 25. Lots of lovely tender meat, the finest you can buy. Oh, what a lovely pie, me boys are 4 and 25.
Now nick off and leave me alone.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Well, not one of my finer moments, but I certainly haven't had as many as Rex. Do you remember that little gem? I'm Rex Hunt, and you're not.
Rex's commentary is over the top.
And I tell you what, I'm going to expose on national television something that's happened for 20 years, mate. Look at that. It hasn't changed in 20 years. 42,000 people went to last night's grand final at AFL Park. Name them. No. Sorry. This is fantastic, mate. Like, you're going to Tiptoe through.
I've done that once.
There's a little blue tit in the back of your hair there, or is it a wren or something like that, mate? Just sort of laying its eggs. This is
just be careful, it bites a bit.
Mate, I'm very, very jealous. Like,
yeah, I know. Look at that.
Now, leave the smart stuff to me, will you, mate? But you don't eat many pies. Well, look, where are you from?
Brighton.
And Brighton, yes. Can you say that again for the people out at Pascoe Vale? Brighton. And what school do you go to?
Fairbanks.
And where is that?
In Brighton.
In Brighton. We will not be defeated ever. Hey, Yasser Arafat, that's fantastic. Good on you, Frosty. Haven't we got any beanies that fit two heads from Tasmania? No, I wouldn't do that, mate. I got a big axe handle down there. Have a look. That looks fantastic, mate. You look like one flew over the cuckoo's nest, mate. Mate, it was running down my leg at 1,000,000 miles an hour, mate. You're a tough nut, weren't you? You don't only look tough, mate. You are tough. Unbelievable. And when we come back after the break, we'll have more football. This is Channel 7 Football.
You idiot, Rex. Now, I'm sure I put in a request for my funniest bits. Is there any chance we're actually going to see any of those? Oh, good. Remember Helen D'Amico.
Carlton have added 2 goals, 2 points have gone on the board to the
female streaker. Goodness me. I'll go along with that.
Well, that's enough to turn you off your football. Look at James, he doesn't know what to do.
I'm speechless. Oh, Johnson. I wouldn't like to wonder what his wife will have to say about that. I wonder if I can have a word to our director, Alf Potter. Could we see that in the replay, Alf?
Not bad. Any chance of seeing that without the football? Yeah. Apparently Bruce Dool offered her his headband before the jacket arrived. Thank you very much. Any more of that sort of stuff? Yeah? Oh, good. Have a look at this little collection. But before I go, I think Wacko Jacko goes head-to-head with Live and Kicking's Darren Casey next. Is that right? Girls, I haven't finished. Go on, roll it. Hang on a second. A streaker running by as I speak.
It actually played before a home game of the Swans, which incidentally the Swans won by a convincing... That's better. Closer.
Oh, look at there on the front. He's a good shot.
Hi, well, a show about football's funniest moments couldn't exist without this fellow, Mark Jacko Jackson. Thanks for joining us, Mark.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Allah be praised.
You have a look at this one, and I mean, look, you've got to prepare yourself as a footballer. I was playing on the only cross-eyed footballer in the league at the time, and that was Billy Picken. He had one glass eye and one real eye, and my game plan was to run circles around him, and I was on about the 22nd circle, and I looked behind me, and one eye was chasing me. So I thought I had to pull up, grab a mark, and kick a goal. And when I turned around, he was as mad as I was, because when I turned around, he was
pretty
eating...
mad.
He was eating grass case. I couldn't believe it.
Jacko's looking for 15. He's not going to get it.
15.
He's got it. And there's the new trick. That's the one we've been promising you for weeks. Jacko has done it.
My first game against Ronnie Andrews was my second game of league footy, and I'm playing on the toughest bloke in the league. So, of course, naturally, I was a little bit on edge. I remember parking in the car park, and teammate Crackers Keenan pulled in beside me, who actually played with him the 2 years previous. He jumped out of his car, and I'm just looking over the steering wheel, and he banged on the window. He said, Jacko, Jacko, Jacko. And I saw it was him. I said, Crackers, I'm petrified. I'm playing on the toughest bloke in the league. You got any help? Can you give me any tips? He said, no.
And things got pretty heated during that incident, but you did the right thing. You picked up the can that was thrown at you and you threw it as hard as you could into a bin.
Yes, of course, because I've always been a conservationist, Case. Oh, it was a fantastic day out of this in Windy Hill. I tell you, it's not the arsehole of the world, but you can see it from there.
So you perfected the art of the strut, the kind of that chicken walk sort of thing.
Yes, Case, the chook walk, that went down a treat in front of opposition cheer squads, of course. There was a lot of players that went after me, like Derby Bird, and pinched that off me.
Derby, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, he had chicken legs, so it suited him a little bit better than me. And the coaches were fantastic. I mean, you know, I had Ron Barassi, you know, like he could not coach pigs to be dirty. I've got to be honest with you. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it.
Sure.
And of course, you know, then you had Malcolm Brown. I mean, you know, the bloke was, I reckon, misunderstood. And of course, Tommy Havey. Well, now there's a good bloke. You know, he's the only mate I made out of footy, and I've got to be honest with you. He still rings me to this day, as he rings Warwick Kappa. Just to see if we're still studying English. But apart from that, he's a really good one.
Tony Jewell coached at St Kilda, but not for a very long period of time.
I had Tony Jewell twice, and I've got to tell you, I got away with murder for 10 games down there, set fire to Lindsay Fox, but hey, stuff him if you can't take a joke.
You're going to set fire to someone.
That's right.
Johnny Devine.
Oh, man, he's a bloke that should not have been allowed on the mainland of Australia. I've got to tell you, that bloke could not coach, full stop.
So, Mark, everyone's favourite incident, the donkey kicking incident. Do you want to tell us what the hell was going on in your mind?
Oh, look, I've been through this 100 times, Case. I've got to tell you, and I'll tell you for the last time, that spook that I played on Kelvin Moore, I just tried to psych him out. He said, you'll never be a full forward while your ass points to the ground, so I just said, step on the gas, Jacko, and did a handstand and stuffed him right up. I think he went around the twist a little bit after that.
You know, if only Kelvin was here to say his side of... Say, there he is there.
Oh,
who would have thought?
Thanks, Case.
Who would have thought Kelvin Moore would be in the middle of the MCG?
I was just happened to be passing, boys.
I was just telling him what a great bloke you were, man.
Yeah, I overheard part of that.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
What did you think, Kelvin? You had this madman donkey kicking, carrying on like a fool. What's going through your brain?
A bit more than was going through his at the time, I think.
Well, I thought I'd try and psych him out with the chesty bonds, and that's when I did the running leap and pounded into his chest.
Obviously, footy's not the only way you made a living. You fancied yourself as a bit of a singer, Mark. Do you want to tell us about your singing career?
Not really, because I couldn't sing, but what I was a good yeller. I was a good yeller, and that was the first rap song to ever hit the screens in Australia, and that's why Mushroom Records picked it up, and it made a gold record out of it.
And a riveting song there, Mark. Brilliant, well delivered. And Mark wasn't the only guy to don the microphone.
Was born under a wandering star. Smile all the while, smile all the while. Sing a song and get your problems off your mind.
Big wheels, fast wheels, I feel them coming. Oh, Mama, she had told me, Papa had told me too. Somebody go here for me, she ain't no good for you. That's a big man cocaine, from the ocean to the Silver City, and it's only the best could understand. Sometimes it's hard to be a woman. Come up to the lab and see what's on the slab. Yeah! Give it all your life to just one man. There's a mountain to be a mountain so high you can keep us away. It's the color of your jumper and the color of your skin. Stand by your man!
Well, Mark, footy's funniest wouldn't be footy's funniest without you. Thanks very much for being part of the show.
No worries, Case. Must have been a pleasure for you to meet me. This is Jacko Jackson in action for footy's funniest moments satisfaction.
Mark Jackson.
Pretty funny, huh?
Down went Scott. has been reported. It appears that way.
We're talking funny.
Hello, and thanks for joining us on Talking Funny. Now, I've given Tim and Terry the boot, and I've replaced them with two of football's funniest characters of the game. Have a look at these two guys.
The two Maddens are having a go. It's only brotherly love. He's going to give the free kick to Simon.
Yes, I'm talking of the Madden brothers. I'm joined by them now, Justin and Simon.
Mike,
welcome, fellas.
Mike, how are you? Good.
Very well.
It's great to be here, Mike.
Now, you were a funny old fellow, weren't you, Justin? I mean, you have had some great moments in your football career. What were some of the more funnier incidents you can remember?
Was normally signing contracts. Because I could never believe, of course, that they wanted me to continue playing football in the manner that I did.
So you milked it for all it was worth, basically.
Basically.
And Simon, what about you?
Well, part of it was when he came home and told me how much he got from the contract signing. I think it with his big run down the wing at Waverley, I think was fairly funny, and that lines up with probably Mark McClure running into Mick Nolan, which we might see later on, and the good Dr. Edelston saying to me that he'd buy me a school in one contract negotiation. So that was pretty funny as well.
He did have a lot of money, didn't he?
And a fair bit of money, apparently, yeah. Somebody else's, I think.
You had a stellar career, Simon. You played stellar career, 378 games, a couple of premierships, 4 best and fairest, 2-time All-Australian. I mean, you really had one of the most amazing careers. What are some of the more memorable incidents you can remember from your career?
3 All-Australian, thanks, Mike. Get it right with you.
Oh, sorry. I mean, I'm not Bruce McAvaney.
Well, you've worked with him. Should get his bit of his stuff in. Look, I just think actually playing with and against Crackers Keenan was sensational because I can remember one time I played against him at Melbourne. I kicked 3 goals in the first 10 minutes. Then he proceeded to tell me how to play the game after that, and I didn't get another kick.
You have had some tussles with some of the football's greats. I remember an incident against Nicky Winmar. What was happening there?
Well, look, you see, I'm looking, have a look. I'm having a look for the free kick, pushing the back. I've hit the crowd, big pose,
having
big
a bit of a seat there.
Have a look. You know, I'm looking at the umpire. What do you reckon? I've got a push in the back. I try to get him upset. OK, I've gone for the other free kick. That is a big dive.
Should be in Hollywood.
I said, look, I can't upset him any other way. Give him a big kiss on the cheek, and that finally got him.
Now this is his most fascinating goal you kicked. Where's the mark up?
Where's the mark? I'm such an angle. He couldn't move until I kicked it. There you go. And I think I was pretty happy with it.
Look how happy you are. Of course, this is the most fascinating. We saw a little bit earlier with your brother.
I was just trying to prove a point that who was boss in the sibling
department.
In the sibling relationship, and he got the free kick that day too. He grabbed me where he shouldn't have.
And did it hurt?
The family jewels.
Did it hurt?
Well, it hurt that he got the free kick, put it that way.
Well, Justin, you've also had some memorable moments. I mean, you carried on the football field, didn't you?
Well, I did. I didn't have a whole lot more to offer. So that's, I had to get mileage and performance-based contract.
What are you doing here?
Listening for his heart.
You think you're a rhinoceros or something? I mean, you carried on like an animal out on the field. You just stage all the time, Justin. I mean, look at you. That's pathetic.
I thought that was pretty good.
Gary Lyon does a bit of acting himself with the old faking of the headbutt.
Yeah, he's not bad, is he?
What are you doing to him here? That's a bit suggestive, isn't it?
I think it's more what the fake Delta player's doing.
Is that laser?
I'm not sure who that is. It's not pretty.
You squirt the water with Danny Frawley here, but I mean, you did this through your career. I mean, we could go on and on with you here. That you're throwing people around, carrying on.
You notice we actually haven't seen any football played.
No
football highlights.
I don't think he... Did he actually kick a goal or anything like that?
I can remember one.
The only piece of footage that we have got of you playing some football, good football, was that goal.
Well, it was a very memorable moment because it was the only decent bit of footy I played, so much so that the whole crowd were laughing after I actually kicked the goal. I remember.
He might have kicked it! Sensational!
Yes, yeah. Got the sideys there.
The sideys were...
It's not pretty, but it was effective.
You were a character of the game, weren't you, Justin? You really were.
Well, it's more extraordinary that they paid me to do that. That's what's even funny.
That's what's scary, I would have thought.
It is very scary.
Who was one of your most memorable characters in the game?
Well, you can't go past Robert Muir, can you? Because he was always in the thick of things, but there's been plenty of them.
He was gifted with throwing punches, wasn't
he? Yes,
really?
yeah.
Simon, what about yourself?
Well, I faced Crackers, as I said, and he was a very ugly man, and I think Mark Jackson, as you see, was an absolute lunatic on the field, so there's a couple that just, off the top of the head.
He certainly is one of my favourites. Here are some other great characters of the game.
when I see you shaking your head, I get depressed. And then the day already passed. You better write soon, I am gonna last. 'Cause every night, tossing my bed, worrying if there was something that I said. Don't you know by now, been waiting for so long. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, marathon. Looking up, looking down, even in my dressing gown. Looking high, looking down. Or will you let your ever show? Reading every single day, even in the pouring rain. This may seem unorthodox.
There's some of the real characters of the game.
Well, you've got to say there's a few madmen amongst that, isn't there?
Characters. It's terrific. Certainly is. Now, you guys would know me as a hard-hitting journalist, the Melbourne leading hard-hitting journalist.
I know a few people that want to give you a hard hit.
Yeah, I know.
Hard head. Did you know? Oh, hard hitting. Hard hitting. Yes.
Hard-hitting, I said.
Sorry,
well,
yes.
I've decided to put my own package together. Here's some of my hard-hitting moments from football of the past years.
Fantastic.
I thought, actually, when I was... Oh, it whacked the umpire. Hey!
Oh, no!
That's unbelievable!
Oh, boy. Well, this is sensational. The umpire has gone down. Now, there are a number of others coming up to talk to him. Surely we've got to get the Collingwood runner out here and get him off the ground for a spell.
Oh, he whacked him.
He wants to be very careful because...
I'd take him off now.
Well, he's got him.
I think you've got to take the boy off. You just...
Oh,
he's going to punch the fella out of the
someone in the
fence
stand. He's into someone in the stand.
Oh, he's in one too.
Oh, definitely some hard hits there, Justin.
Gee, they were hard. You want a bit of force put in that last one too.
I'll tell you what, there wasn't too many ones there that missed the mark, but I'll tell you what, there has been a lot of misses over the years, and have a look at these ones.
And there's no way in the world he could miss this.
Oh, don't say it.
There's no chance, Peter, in the world that he could miss this kick. No chance. I will go round and collect all those umbrellas if he does.
Oh, I got him. I've got him.
Kick it around. Tell me if you'll be mine. Kick it around in your own good time. Oh, tell me now. I know I'm on trial. So kick it around for a while.
Kick it around, tell me if you be mine. Kick it around in your own good time. Don't tell me now, I know I'm on trial. So kick it around for a while.
The 4 points area of Carlton. Kernahan. Oh, God, what's happening to me? Oh, no chance tonight, darling. It's out of bounds on the ball. It's out of bounds on the ball. Unbelievable. And it is a draw. It is a draw. As Kernahan has kicked it out of bounds. Oh, no. Oh. That's all, folks.
Oh, a lot of new misses there, wasn't there?
Oh, some very important ones too, and that one at the end. Oh,
Rexy certainly did go off his head, didn't he?
Just a bit, just a tad.
And one moment that stands out for you, Simon?
In the funny football, well, Jacko has to be one who stands out.
Yeah. Justin?
Yeah, that Wayne Jackson, he's a funny man, isn't he?
He certainly is. Simon, thanks for joining us on Football Funniest Moments.
Mike, always good.
Justin, thanks very
wonderful,
much.
Mike.
Certainly has. And coming up after the break, we'll be joined by Dennis Cometti with some centimetre-perfect funny moments.
Just repeating that North Melbourne have taken their record now to 3-1. Sandy, I'm glad you're there.
Centimetre perfect. Well, we're on the home straight of footy's funniest moments, the Millennium. But as usual, we have kept the best till last. So far, we've seen clowns, characters, and downright clumsiness, but sometimes you're at the mercy of the elements.
Short pass over. I know he saw his teammate, then I couldn't see him.
The sprinklers have come on at VFL Park in the middle of the match. We see now that the club souvenir shed is just about gone. I feel sorry for the goal umpires tonight. They've been standing there, not being able to move around too much, and
particularly the ones up the Essendon then.
He's doing a little bit of evacuating over there.
He was a man of steel when he played the game, but regretfully those days are long past. He won't even go out in the rain, you wuss.
They'll have to stop the game until they get the fire out.
Well, you're not going to believe this. The scoreboard here at the MCG is on fire.
There was an accident in the area, and believe it or not, the lights are off at Waverley, and it's, well, halfway through the third quarter, in fact, 5 minutes to go in 3 quarters, and everything just went black.
Outstanding. Thanks, Mrs. Nearside. Well, it's now time in the program to put in all the funny incidents we haven't shown yet. We call it the funny incidents we haven't shown yet.
Those were the days when going to the game meant taking in as many slabs as you could carry. And for some, the 2-can limit meant drinking 2 cans at the same time. Well, light beer restrictions haven't dampened the enthusiasm of our great fans. In fact, they remain more committed and over the top as any in the world. Some have become regular fixtures in telecasts involving their team. The cameras drawn like magnets to their antics. Some become so consumed they can't help getting involved, whether showing their skills or offering advice. Some even think it should be them, not the players in the action.
There's a few tricks in this opening term.
Clyde could have kicked that, felt this aggrieved Collingwood fan. Clyde could have kicked that, you loser. And he got the chance to put up or shut up.
In he comes, he shoots, and he has goal!
Magpie fans feature prominently, putting the bone at anyone daring to question their status as the league's most rabid. And this fellow, well, he deserves his own choreographed segment. Well, they may only be the peanut gallery, but they've found unique ways to use their peanuts. Not all of them appreciated by the law. But they certainly can be a helpful lot. And are more than entitled to express their opinion, particularly if they're forked out for a membership ticket. So we pay tribute to the football fan, whose passion, enthusiasm and dedication help make our game great. And the big-hearted members of the cheer squad, whose skill in building unbreakable banners is matched only by their spelling. And to entertain the fans, the mascots, who have been asked, for the sake of the kiddies, to pull back on the aggro. The AFL instead choosing more riveting ways of entertaining fans at half-time and pre-match.
Life's tough, so what? I'm alive.
Yes, poor Maruti Barumba. A combination of nerves and reverberating sound getting the better of her.
Down came the squirrel, mounted on his thoroughbred. Down came the troopers, 1, 2, 3.
Proving once again that even the best laid plans can go oh so wrong on the biggest day of the football year. Well, that's it. Hope you've enjoyed footy's funniest moments of the Millennium. But for those of you who have been following our competition, damn, that's the second time that's happened to me.
And welcome back to the WACA ground where the West Coast Eagles led it by 4 points against Geelong. How did you go in our Stars of the Past competition? Better than that, I hope. Let's check the answers. Player A, Rex Hunt. It's not easy being a commentator. Player B, John Scarlett. Player C, Ian Hampshire. And player D, Bernard Toohey. Not easy tonight either.